Years of inside jokes, late night conversations, and a million tiny moments that felt like forever. The way they'd text you good morning before your eyes even opened. The way your laughter used to echo in the spaces you shared. The songs, the places, the little rituals that made them feel like home. And then one day, it's gone. Now, silence lingers where their voice used to be. The bed feels too big. You go to tell them something funny only to remember they're not there. And worst of all, the world keeps moving like nothing happened. How do you go from talking to them every day to nothing? How do you unlearn the way they felt next to you? How do you stop reaching for someone who's no longer there? Breakups aren't just emotional events. They're a kind of mourning. What makes them so painful isn't just the absence of the other person, but the loss of a shared world. What used to be us has passed away, and now you're left trying to make sense of a life that no longer includes them. And yet they're still out there living their life while you live yours. It can feel like you've slipped into an alternate reality. And of course, that'll take time to adjust to, because you're not just healing a heart, you're laying a relationship to rest. So here's what happens when a long-term relationship ends after a year. At Psych2Go, our mission is to connect people with real stories that can help them feel a little lighter. We hope this story about heartbreak and healing can provide you with a feeling of hope after watching it. Okay, so first up. It's not as sharp, but it's still there. At first, the pain was unbearable, like something inside you had been ripped away. A year later, it doesn't hurt as much, but that doesn't mean it's gone. It's just quieter. The tears don't come as often, but when they do, they catch you off guard. You're okay most days, but sometimes you'll hear their name and feel a pang in your chest. The world kept moving, but a part of you still remembers. Some things still remind you of them. The places you used to go together, the way they used to say your name, the scent of their favorite perfume drifting through a crowd. Even after a year, some things still bring them back. Maybe you don't think about them constantly anymore, but every now and then something shifts. And for a moment, it's like they never left. You've changed, but so have they. A year later, you're not the same person you were back then. You've had to rebuild parts of yourself, learn to stand on your own, figure out who you are without them. But then there's this thought. What if they've changed too? What if they regret it? Do they ever think about you? Do they wonder if you could have worked things out? You'll never really know, and that's the hardest part. You don't miss them. You miss the feeling. It took you a long time to realize it's not them you still long for. It's the feeling of having someone, the security, the way you didn't have to explain yourself because they already knew. Maybe you don't want them back. You just miss what it felt like to be loved like that. The future looks different now. There was a time when you couldn't imagine your life without them. They were part of your future, your plans, your dreams, your someday. A year later, you've stopped waiting for them to come back. You're making new plans. You don't know exactly where you're going yet, but for the first time in a long time, you're moving forward. Then one day, you realize you're okay. Not in a big, dramatic way. There's no moment of clarity where everything suddenly makes sense. It happens slowly, so slowly. You don't even notice it at first. You laugh, and it doesn't feel forced. You wake up, and they're not the first thing on your mind. You pass by the places you used to go, and instead of feeling a lump in your throat, you just keep walking. You're not the same person who fell apart a year ago. And maybe, just maybe, that's a good thing. Healing from a breakup isn't just about letting go of a person. It's about mourning the end of a shared world. And like all forms of grief, it takes time. You might find yourself missing them or missing who you were when you were with them. You might feel like you're living in a different version of reality now. And that's okay, because you are. But day by day, that world becomes a little less painful, and you begin to come home to yourself again. You're not broken. You're just moving through something that mattered. And one day, your heart will feel light again. If this video was helpful and you related to the points, just know that healing is not linear, and it'll take time and changes to forget someone. Perhaps forgetting is not the right word. Only time will tell. You've got this. If our content was helpful, we put together a wellness shop online you can check out in the description.